And the only difference with the subdomains, remember, is that after it's done running, it's going to create those 10 MOWG sitemap links at the top, but they'll be subdomains. And all the pages will be subdomain linked out. Everything will be like that. What did I want to say? I wanted to say something, and watch, just so you can see how this works. Industry dash, actually, I think there are some emoji samples anyway. Okay, if I just go here and look at the sitemap, let me just see. Nope, they're all project folders. See, they all start with MOWG samples. So let me just do another one. Let me say industry leaders.net. Okay, and if I look at that sitemap, look at this. I've got all of these different subdomains. So the question is, what do you do with the subdomains? Here's the answer. Pretend that this was for MOWG samples for a minute. Okay, I'm going to copy the 10 I just did. They'd be the 10 at the top. It doesn't matter which ones you copy, but here it would go. Say you get the 10 at the top. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Those are the ones, right? Let me copy. And I'm just going to go to a notepad, just showing you an easy way to do this. Paste it in here. Okay. Now, I'm going to create the subdomains on the website, so I don't need some of this. I don't need the whole domain name part. Control C, Control H, Control V. That's the same all the way to the end. Just get rid of it. And I don't need, I can Control Alt to get rid of that. Control A. HTTP : / and replace all that with nothing. Now guess what I have? Those were from the top 10 keywords on my form. By the way, what was I saying before? I was saying this. With the HBGeo, okay, I was just making the point. Window washing. When I run this, my top 10 keywords are going to be turned into project folder names, just like that, with all the spaces converted to dashes, all right? The keywords on the pages will not have dashes. They will be normal with spaces. But just like this, okay, with dashes, those were top 10 keywords, and that's what they became, project folders, okay? Or subdomains, in this case, subdomain folders, okay? Still, it's the same top 10 keywords. So what did I say? I said after you do a successful run, take your top 10, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever it is, and cut these, okay? Get rid of your blank space, you don't want any, and paste them on the bottom. And that way, the next time you do this kind of a run, these will be your top 10 keywords now. And that way, you're going to wind up with a different 10 of these. And that's important because the way this automation works, it will not update sitemaps. It will lose some of the pages as it adds new ones, and you don't want to lose any of the pages. So between like runs, if you're going to run the same run more than once, cut the top 10 keywords off that you just got done doing. Delete the space, paste them on the bottom. That way we're cycling through it. I had almost 100 keywords in here, so this thing is good for, well, almost 10 runs. Okay, that's the way to think about it. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, right? All the way down. It's good for 9 anyway. All right. But there you go. You have to have a bare minimum of 10 keywords to do the run. Then after that, you're good to go. Okay. And then just grab more keywords, for more runs, whatever. You can put completely different projects on the same site and all that stuff. Now, how do you do subdomains? The way you do subdomains is like this. You go to your website, right? Because we were doing subdomain runs. You go to your website, log in, and just log into this one, MOWG samples. I'm going to pretend I'm doing these subdomain runs here, okay? And this stuff is covered in the videos. I'm just putting it all together in one spot right now, okay? All right, it's up. So I'm going to go down to the subdomain section. It's down here. I'll see it. There it is, subdomains. Not add-on domains. It's different, but subdomains, okay? When I go to the subdomains, it's going to give me a list of subdomains I've already created for the website. All of these things .mowg-samples.com. Notice how they can be for anything. I got vacation packages in here, MOWG review, make a website fast, different things. And that was just for samples, right? You can do as many projects for as many things as you want all on the same website. It's really not an issue. And you can have like unlimited subdomains. So how do I create some more? Simple. I copy this thing, Control C maybe, copy, paste it here. That's the idea. and then just hit create because it'll duplicate that information down here for the document root where it belongs. It copied it. It copied from the top to here. And that's perfect. I hit create and wait. It can take, 20 seconds or a minute or something like that. And then when it's done, I can go back and do the next one, right? That way I get all my subdomains to connect. I've got 10 to do, all right? So subdomain runs are more work. You actually have to do this, and it'll take you like an additional 15 minutes. So why would you do it? Because subdomains are stronger. They rank better. They do better all the way around. If I go back, okay, give you another example. Okay, copy and just paste and then just hit create. That's it. Now, here's my point. Again, subdomains. Just one really simple example that you might recognize anyway, but if you go to google.com, if I do a search for Tukwila landscaping, okay, that's Tukwila, Washington, just to give you the idea. Okay, I've got project runs on this site and subdomain runs on this site. But take a look. Here's the Google AdWords, and I outrank them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're all subdomains. Washington-landscaping.industry-leaders.net. Washington-landscaping.industry-leaders.net, right? That's all different pages from that subdomain run. Okay? Took just seconds to do the run, and now I completely outrank Google AdWords. Okay? It's just ways to think about it. Or not Google AdWords, Google Places. Okay, so anyway, yeah, that's how you would do your 10. You just grab the next one, copy, paste, and hit go. Just hit create. And so that's how you would do it. All right, I'm not going to do that now. So let me log out. So a key difference between the geo and no geo versus the sub is that if you do subdomain runs, it's going to take you like an extra 15 minutes. You have to do this part, right? Or else those pages will all be broken until you do the part. Then they'll be fine. It doesn't matter which you do first, although you have to do this first to get this list, basically. Again, you could fake it. Say this had the right data in it. Then it's like the top 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? And you could copy it, you could. And you could come here, you could paste it in. And then you could do a replace all where you replace any space with a dash. Replace all. And there you go. These are going to be those subdomains. Okay? And so you can put those up first and then run this thing out. Okay? But having said that, there's just one last piece that you need to know about subs, okay? The sub and the sub have a slight difference to the form. The geo and the no geo just act like these, geo and no geo, but for one last thing, if I go into step 2 and I hit the form, it's going to say one more field. It's going to say MOWG domain root include http://www. Okay, what is that? That means if my run, and I'm not talking about the destination link. The destination link could have been the, ClickBank URL, .com f equals who knows what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's you, right? Who knows? Okay, that's the destination link. It does not have to rank on Google or anything, but don't forget http:// because it says so. All right, down here, I'm putting my pages on my domain. That's the domain from step 1, the one I filled in on this form, my domain. Okay, I need that right here, the MOWG domain with http://www. Okay, and it's got to be that way. That is not a subdomain. That is not one of these. That's the root. So in my case, it could be on mowg-samples.com. Okay, and so that means even though I'm doing the run, so I get this .mowg-samples.com going on, okay, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have all of this happening up here, right? That's kind of the idea. It's having trouble doing that. That's funny. Okay, even though I'm doing that, here's the thing. The images and redirects, if you're using those, and we'll talk about redirects some other time of the day. It's in the video training on MOWG for other things. When I go doing that, all the images and stuff are still going to be in the root of the website. And so there still has to be a link somewhere on here telling the system that this is the root. Okay, so you have to have your www.version here. All right, that's the only other thing about the subs, by the way. So on your HBGeo sub, same thing. Whatever website you're using in step one, okay, there's your website. You're going to have the www.version in step two. Run me. Okay, going to be down here at the very, very bottom, last thing, and that's how it starts. And then it's whatever your website was, wherever it was you're putting these pages up. Okay, your destination link is still just your destination link anyway, the one that the image clicks through to. Okay, then city, states, keywords, just fill out all the stuff. You have to fill out all the fields. And again, just no blank spaces at the top, right? Whatever it is has to start at the top, and every single one of these has got to start at the top. Okay, you know that. All right, that's all good. So that actually covers all of that. I think you can actually do it. And that's just it. Like we've been saying, the best domain to get, the one our software uses, the one we're asking you to get, it's good for us, it's good for you. Go to mowg-samples.com, or I'm sorry, mowg-crew.com, the real website, not the samples website. Come down to the resources page and then get your web hosting here. All right, get your hosting account here. Sign up here. Get your domain name here, and you're off and running correctly. Everything will work fine. You won't have headaches with FTP paths. You're not going to have any throttling issues. Everything's going to run very, very smoothly. Okay? And for those of you who wonder how far have we gotten, the answer is in the past 5 years, if you just go to Google, these numbers will fluctuate from time to time as people do different things. There is only one MOWG-sitemap.html page on anyone's website. It's just the way it gets made. There's one at the root level of a website. Well, if you do a search like this, all in URL : MOWG-sitemap.html, just getting a clue. Okay. There's virtually 7,400 at this time. And like I say, this number kind of jumps up and down every 200. It goes down to like 7,100 and up to 7,600 every few days. But that's just it. There's one MOWG sitemap on that website. There's one MOWG sitemap on that website. One MOWG sitemap on that website. Notice they're all different websites. Yes, over 7,000 of them have been MOWG'd, and over 5,000 of them are on HostMonster anyway, okay? And over 5,000 of them use this UAP image that we have here, this template that we have here, okay? This whole thing that you see here, the one for the Tukwila landscapers and everything else, it's all the same template that we've been using for the promotions. So again, google.com, Tukwila landscaping. And if I look at one of these, it's a landscaping. Washington Landscaping is the production name. Here's the geo target without the WA, for Washington, just Tukwila, just the city. Landscaping plants, there's your keyword. And that's how all these pages are. They all connect, they're all good to go, everything is good, and they hit different targets with different keywords. That's all good. And all these pages click through. In this case, it clicks through to my page to pitch the thing, because I never got around to pitching. It was off season. If I go to KristaVoices.com, okay, I mean, these really work well. If I go to KristaVoices.com, here's her website, but on her website, we added a bunch of runs. And if you look at any one of these things, okay, and we come in through the sitemaps, we take a look at the pages, okay, here you go. This one happens to be a line left. It's just back then, that's how the pages came up, okay, and all these pages are there. And they all say whatever they say. Blissfield, Michigan, homeopaths. Choose the homeopathic alternative, right? Homeopaths for Blissfield, Michigan, our top pick. You see, we got our phone number, which is one of the things in the additions folder. Don't forget about the additions folder, by the way. If you come up here to where we did the requirements, underneath you see a folder called additions. And this is adding the call block. This is how you get that call block in with your phone number if you want to do that. There's really interesting things here, so pay attention to these, okay? Get around to reading them, all right? And it works. So all these pages click through to, guess where? Same website, but the front level pages. Ain't that awesome? So this is her index page here. I do not want to override it. When I upload the zip file and unzip it, it's going to create that index-23hb23.html. If she did not have a front page on her website, if this did not exist yet, this page, then I would rename it to index.html and voila, now she has a front page. It'll be one of these pages, okay? But if she does already have one, then it's already there. I don't need to rename that index-23hb23.html. I just let it hang. It could exist. It could actually be there, you know, or whatever it was, 23 hb23.html. It could actually be there. I don't think it is. Yeah, no. That forwarded to another page. But it just wouldn't be connected to anything. Nothing clicks to it. It's just a weird name. And it's only there in case you need to rename it to the right name, which is slash. And that's what this is, by the way, that index.html, right? That is this front page. That's the front page of every website is the index.html, unless you're using something like WordPress, that's index.php. That's kind of the idea. And in our case, we always produce .html pages, and that's what that would be. Do you have to always produce .html pages? No. MOWG Pro lets you do any kind of a file extension. It's just advanced stuff we teach in the video training, but you don't have to go .html. You can go .php or .aspx or .doc if you wanted to do just regular text-based versions of documents, Word documents. The only thing you cannot do, you could do XML if you actually had a use for it, and it will work, and it will create sitemaps with all these PHP pages or whatever they are, like for Weebly or WordPress even, if you have PHP inserts. One thing you cannot do is .txt. That's a technical hurdle. You cannot do .txt. You could do .shtml for server-side includes on HTML pages, and that will work. Okay. The default, of course, is .html. All right. And that's stuff you learn on the video training page. Okay, there's a lot more, but this is the stuff you really needed to know to learn about 2GHB and how it works and what to do with it. I shall talk about the client form in a separate video because it's more interesting. And there you go. All right, I shall chat with you later. I hope you enjoy this project. You should find it really easy to install, easy to understand how to what is the term again? Overclock it, hyper throttle it to speed it up to the speed you want. And then beyond that, how to create production after production, put them up on your website using the project folder arrangement and using the subdomains. The one rule of thumb, this is one thing that I see people trip on a lot. So this is the last note I want to make. Okay, real fast. When you do a run for the very first time, I always say, don't start with a subdomain run. Here's why. Because then you probably did not have a main page, so you renamed your index-hb23.html to index.html. You know what that would mean? Every link here points to one subdomain, a subdomain folder. Every single link points to that subdomain folder. And this is the main page of your website. It is wrong for the main page of your website and all the links on it just point to one subdomain. That is wrong. It is okay if they point to one project folder, but it is not okay if they point to one subdomain. All right. So, but that's how serious MOWG Pro is. If you're creating subdomain pages to create subdomain links, they're stronger. That's all great. Google can see and prove the organization and understand why it likes those pages. But nonetheless, always do a regular project run first to get a main page that's normal, has normal project folder links. Then do subdomain runs all you want, geo and or no geo for one or many projects. I've got so many projects on any one website if that's what you want to do. We can look at one of these here and it looks like this and it goes to one spot. I can come back. I got another project. Washington Landscaping. And guess what? It's on the same website. Okay. And I can come back and I can look at energy by science and I can consider that. And then I can come back. Again, you can go just anywhere you want. Ohio Tutors. Okay. And I can do that. And that can go to its own website. All these things can click to their own websites, do their own things. It's just run after run after run. So throw a lot of mud against the wall. Some of these projects you're going to run out, they're not going to get any ground cover. You're not going to get seen. You're not going to make anything happen. Some of them, no. Other ones, they're going to take off like a rocket. I've seen guys selling office furniture through a supplier. I've seen guys selling stuff for your bedroom, or guys selling uh, beatbox software, ClickBank products and things. I've seen guys doing things like that and making 1,800 a month, 2,000 a month and up. Okay, let alone plumbers, doctors, dentists, lawyers, carpet cleaners, moving services, landscapers, anything you can think of, excavation companies to get the holes dug in your backyard for a swimming pool. People do this stuff for like anything, and some of these take off and do well. I saw bulk rock salt, the stuff you pour on parking lots to melt the ice so that employees come to work, park in the parking lot, they walk into the company, but they don't trip and fall on the ice. Somebody has done a really good job of laying the salt to help out, right? And those guys I've seen make a lot of money. One guy was doing a deal for like $53,000 after discovering one of the MOWG pages on a website that these guys had for Salt Lake City, Utah, in the thereabouts for bulk rock salt. You know, crazy, huh? And that's just it. Nothing stops you. Nothing stops you from just digging and seeing how far in you can get and put up whatever you want to put up. Just keep pounding, and that's the coolest thing in the world. I mean, you're gonna hit pay dirt as you keep doing this, and it can be a lot. It can be a lot, and all it takes is a few of these runs, and these runs only take like 5 or 8 minutes a pop once you get used to them. You get your image, your link that you want it to click through to, whatever the link is. Okay, and you go look up some keywords to use and some geo targets to use, whatever it is you want to do, and it's just the right idea. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of, I think I've been filling up my temp files. All right, guys. Well, there you go. That's the whole thing about the 2MO GHB. If ever you want to continue, what do? Go to mowg-crew.com. Okay. Go down to MOWG training videos and start watching more videos. Remember that this UAP project is just a sample, a simple little sample of what this software does for you, what it can do. Okay, you can take any web page on the internet, not just our UAP looking web pages here. You can take any web page on the internet, basically, even if it's a WordPress page, and you can create MOWG runs that are HTML output pages that are going to look just like it. Right? Like here, let me give you an example. Site colon Vivo Designs.net. Okay, the front page of their website looks like this. That's a cool looking page, isn't it? Isn't that a nice looking page? Everything clicks through and does stuff and whatever else it is. And these things change, right? Guess what? The MOWG websites, or the MOWG pages rather, if I find one up, I mean, there's so many, right? But this is it. It's a regular .html page, you see. It was, but this whole run was based on the original WordPress page, and so it's identical. Looks the same, X the same, all the links do whatever they do, and all this stuff is still here and leads you to their big pages for whatever they are. All that stuff is here. Okay? Big deal runs. All right. And that's what all these videos, as you go through different things, you can learn how deep this rabbit hole really goes and create your own runs. This way down here, by the time you're getting down here, using the MOWG Pro and MOWG Toolbar to make a massive website. That's awesome. And then these are all the update videos for the individual functions so you can better understand the tools you have to work with. They're not cumulative. They're each individual updates that came out one after the next. Somebody said, can you put it all together in one video? And the answer would be yeah, but it would be like a 4-hour long video now, wouldn't it? Because it would have to cover all the updates for all these things in one video. It's better to have it like this, and you can get through them as you have time. And there's more coming. See, I left off with MOWG Pro version 2.6. Then we just had this wild rush of updates. So now we have a 3.0. So I'm putting out the video for the 2.7, the 2.8, the 2.9, and then the 3.0. Okay? Or it's a roll up anyway for the 2.8. We'll see. Also, this MOWG toolbar, the toolbar version 17.2. Well, we're now up to 17.6, and I got a cumulative updates video that covers all that. So that's coming out too. This is awesome stuff. Oh, there's the 2.7 preview. That was then. Now we're on 3.0. All this stuff is going to be up here soon. All right, guys. Hope you have a good time and enjoy the project and getting your feet wet, getting to know what the MOWG system is really all about, what you can do with it. It's huge. It'll change your life. All right, enjoy it. Have a good time.